Oh, hello. Some commentators, Nico?
I guess I should put up MNS so that I can see with a little less delay.
Yeah, I also didn't spectate. So, we'll be watching the stream.
I'm tired.
Hi, tired. QB's playing Worm against Horai.
Is that the freaking Varo? Yes. It is. Freak Varo team. He is trolling right now, picking Worm.
No, this might actually be like the play. Because Storm against Sun is kind of rough. Sun can like stop you charging walls with diamonds pretty easily. But Worm just runs you down and it's just over for Sun.
I don't know about that. I don't think the rundown is that awful. I think rundown would be worse. Like, if you're worried about rundown, I think rundown is worse as Frost than it is Worm.
I suppose.
It's like Worm gets like, I guess, slightly better close range pressure, and she's generally faster, but she has to go through setups, which overall decreases the amount of time she's putting pressure on. Whereas Frost, she gets close enough, she just gets into your range as a roll.
The thing is, Frost can't stun wave as easily as Worm can Novi Fire. Since even if stun wave lands, you're still getting hit by a basic if you time it poorly.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of true, but yeah, maybe it's also, I don't know, it's kind of hard because it's like hard to say because I think it's also easier to escape situations where you're getting hit by.
But as long as you land Novi Fire, you're getting a hit or you're getting Dispel, both of which will save you.
Yeah, so I don't know. If it is worse, or if it is harder, if you're playing, it's like if it's better if you're playing Worm, I don't think it's by much. But it's kind of hard to say. So either way, QP is trying. QP is so far doing pretty
He's
okay.
doing more than trying. He's definitely in it. So far, 1 card to 1 card, both at full health.
QP keeping Ori pretty pressured, constantly against the wall, maintaining good pressure. Eventually gets a hit on Ori, which is pretty good. Goes again for a greedy hit. Ori does not use it.
Uh-oh. Echo's Mike is doing something.
Yep. And QP gets hit for it. But QP still has a bit of an advantage here. But hard lead, never mind. QP now down to even with Ori at 2 hearts. Ori gets hit, no longer even.
Oh, Speed says Novi Fire is more reactable for Dispel. That's true, but you can stand inside Frost somewhat and just spam basic, and it's
I don't
tough.
Think reactability matters since you're playing in high ping.
Oh, true. This is double Wi-Fi, so it's quite something in terms of reactability.
I give Ori the advantage when it comes to lag. No one's mastered lag as much as he has.
I don't know, QP. I guess
QP
is
a novice compared to Ori. QP actually has given up lag a little bit. He wanted to legitimize the Storm. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, Speed. I'm saying that Frost stun wave is this problem. It's hard to react with high ping. And low ping, though, I don't think Novi Fire stun wave reactability matters.
Yo, Neko, your mic is like being all staticky.
He's finding his voice. Alright, so somehow QP lost a heart, or a card, but QP is actually a game ahead on Ori, which is really nice.
QP is just going in with that. It's really hard to go in on Ori specifically Ori for a couple of reasons.
Yeah, but QP so far doesn't need to go close range. He seems to be getting good hits at mid range. Nice dodge
Man,
by
just
QP.
slips through the oh. Almost gets basic.
Using a lot of pressure, keeping Ori in the corner or on the wall. Can't quite go in, but Ori still crumbles the pressure. Now done the last part. QP doing good dodges. Atsu forces out of his spell. I'm kind of surprised QP didn't go for another fire there a little closer, but it was a big risk, so makes sense.
And Worm just Novi fire, like through the spell.
Yeah,
right after
Novi fire can it goes through the spell and doesn't get disappeared. It's just that the risk is if like Ori basics, if like you don't perfectly read Ori's movement, then he basically can run away and get hit. And if you do it like to, if Ori predicts it too, you can also use diamonds to ensure he gets away, so it's really risky.
Ah, that's true.
He was starting out very, very strong. I think a very big surprise by me to see QB starting out so strong against Ori, winning that first game. But it seems like Ori is adapting. Either that, or QB is bonking it a lot more for some reason. Because it seems like games are lasting a lot more the first game.
I have faith in QP's Worm. Worm and Storm, they aren't that dissimilar to Control, I think.
Yeah, they're both pretty fast and
have an infamous wide.
It just seems like Ori's kind of, I don't know, it feels like a combination of Ori figuring it out, but also QP just making mistakes because before it felt like QP was getting hit a lot, and Ori also didn't really know what the game plan was. Both those things have changed now.
Oh.
QP's movement is recovering slightly, but it's still like, he can't easily pressure, like Ori's not pushed against the wall as he usually is.
Or it's just playing keep away with a lot of focus basic, the diamonds.
Yeah. QP is pressed against the wall, which is not a comfortable position. But manages to get out okay. A lot of diamond spam coming out. This is a dodge, and QP eventually crumbles. That's it. On to game 3.
Yeah, that's really rough getting trapped behind the diamond wall as Worm, especially. You've got nothing to escape it. No fire, you just get basic, and then you get hit.
Yep, you just need pure good movement to get out of that. Very difficult. Well, it was a 2-1, which was pretty good, all things considered, I think.
What in the world? Who is that?
What do you mean, who is that?
Oh, wait, that's you.
You didn't know whose nail was?
Nope.
This is so sad. You played MS forever.
No, I played last night.
Well, I didn't see it, so it doesn't count.
True. Alright, this is... I'm just gonna be on calm the whole time, screw it.
Yeah. You're past the point of needing to prove anything. There's nothing to prove. However, you're not past the point of flexing, so that's the downside if you lose.
True. I've never beaten speed in a set, I believe. But I will aim to change that right now.
I'm tired.
Hi, tired.
Hello, Game Freak 9. Alright, well, Pink Glitch versus, we just caught early by a basic. Game Freak feeling himself.
Oh.
So far, Speed is behind on 3 hearts very early on. Goes for diamond spam, which is a little unlike Speed, because he doesn't like diamond spamming, but he stops too quickly, so... Going back to the Game Freak long, someone I believe was wide.
It was, yeah. Ping's is like 191.
Well, it's okay, because then Speed long game starts, Game Freak won pretty quickly, but I think that was more on speed than it was on Game Freak in terms of mistakes versus tough plays. Game Freak unfortunately gets hit, but shakes it off, it seems. No sounds of freaking out from him just yet. Those are reserved for fighting Frost.
Whoa.
More diamond spam, a little bit. Just trying to test it out. Nothing comes of it, so he stops, goes back to dodging butterflies. Making me really sad that I didn't enter, because I'm realizing I'm missing an opportunity to fight Lich, because no Lich will fight me. Actually, Knight, nice dodges from, I don't remember the name, Speed.
Forgot Senna Speed's name? No way. Oh.
Game Freak trying to bash on me, unfortunately gets bashed by, I believe a wide. So now he's down to 1 heart. And unfortunately this isn't looking as good as the first card for him, because Speed has woke up and stopped getting hit. Now suddenly this is his 3rd card of the first round. Speed is not getting hit. Actually avoids a setup that he got hit by the first time. Not getting hit by old tricks, which is very dangerous, because by this point a lot of people have Lich figured out. Game Freak down to 2 hearts. Now down to 1 actually, and we're actually seeing the reverse of what happened the first card. And Speed ends up taking it, finishing much stronger than he started. Let's see where the rest goes.
I'll bring it back. Don't worry.
Game Freak doesn't even say that he's staying, trying to go in with as quickly as he can. Speed will not be able to handle the momentum. So far it is a bit of a slower start. Speed really opting to spam diamonds here. I don't know where this disconnect is coming from his usual style.
Speed actually saved me with that dispel. There was a wide on me.
I see. Well, perhaps maybe Speed was listening, because now he's lost 3 hearts back to back, actually getting comboed. But he gets a hit on Game Freak.
You're cursing me, Jakaru.
Game Freak making excuses for getting hit, gets hit again.
This ain't looking good.
Well, at least you're not playing commentary anymore. Suddenly you bless yourself, and now you move on to the next card.
Legitimate strategy. Utilize the commentator curse to your advantage.
Alright, so far Game Freak does not have a setup just yet. He's trying to fight for one. Trying to get something set up here. Right now it's still very dodgeable by Speed, as we can see by him dodging it. He decides he just wants to get out of there. Unfortunately, Game Freak can't really do anything to punish it. Gets hit by diamond spam. Speed still has yet to lose a heart, surprisingly. Doing a decent job of dodging this setup that is a little more difficult than before, but he has really a gap he can go through, and just continues to spam diamonds, making it hard on Game Freak. We've run out of waffles, he's going to start putting those back up. Nice dodging by Speed, but has to learn to spell. Still has most of the right side.
Oh man.
And Game Freak gets hit. Game Freak down to the last card, potentially last card. He loses, that's it. Tries to be brave and run through the diamonds. Unfortunately, he's not read them right. He gets hit, but at least Speed is in the back now without dispel. Game Freak tries to block him, but unfortunately Flower is a slow DS, so Speed runs right through it. Game Freak is down to 2 hearts, tries to run through, be a little more aggressive in his classic style, and it seems to pay off this time. Runs back into the dispel to avoid getting hit. More diamond spam. Well, actually just 2 diamonds now, it's a double diamond. Game Freak Freak puts down like a little bit of a cage, hoping that perhaps Speed will use Dispel, which he does, and then he runs up and gets hit. Even hearts now, but the field is a little more closed in, and Game Freak has a decent amount of space to move around in, so I would say this is his advantage. Speed has a bit of an awkward position to get out of here. Game Freak has a good angle. Speed just goes around, being very liberal with the DSs here, not saving them, knowing that he does is much more likely to get hit. Game Freak down to his last heart. Speed down to his last heart. Game Freak needs to win this one in order to stay in, otherwise he goes into this bracket. So both want to win this for different reasons. Again, using DS to avoid getting hit. Game Freak hanging out now in center. It's down a DS, trying to apply some pressure. Risky strategy trying to use diamonds by Speed, but it wasn't. It ended up getting him hit there. In the end, it was just overwhelming butterflies. That is game 2 to Game Freak. We go on to game 3 now. We see Richie opening, but I believe it was Game Freak trying to hit with basic.
It was indeed. That is true.
Unfortunately, Game Freak opened his mouth and got hit, so he ate a waffle. Very classic move by Game Freak.
Yeah, I was hungry.
Speed in a bad position here. Had to use DS because he felt uncomfortable. I think it was still dodgeable, but lagging is hard to tell. He gets hit, but fortunately for him, it's not the worst. I mean, there's a big flower there, but because of the position of the second flower and the general position of everything, it kind of wears off, so he's got some time. He just needs to prevent Game Freak from being able to set up too much, and really does not want to get hit now. Game Freak gets hit, making it much easier for Speed not to deal with it. Suddenly, Game Freak's central flower is gone, and now he has a bit of an awkward gap up there, but he's covering it. But he can't really maintain that advantage as much as he'd like, because he's down so many hearts. So another flower. It's a butterfly down. Now has a decent spot for butterflies. Actually gets Speed hit. Speed moves to the left, tries to hit Game Freak, but Game Freak butterflies out. Going over the top, Game Freak is unfortunately too slow to cover with basics. Now Speed is safe on the right side because these butterflies are not applying pressure. Uh-oh, Speed makes a mistake with that extra movement, and suddenly Game Freak has a chance. A very good chance at that. And that's all he needs. Takes the card. Speed is on the last card now. He needs to not be making mistakes. Those mistakes would cost him all these prior cards. But he starts out with one mistake early. Game Freak gets a big flower. But Speed is still in it. He just needs to not mess up. Game Freak definitely hoping for that. Even a little bit of aggressive play just to put some extra pressure on there. Has good butterfly set up right now. It's hard for Speed to dodge, but the flower goes away. He messes up the dodge again. Gets hit by wide. That's a little bit painful.
That was a basic hit.
Oh, really?
I'd like to clarify.
Well, now Speed is down to one heart, and that's it. Game Freak wins. Strange back and forth set. Each one kind of dominated a little bit in their own times, but in the end, it was Game Freak who finished strong. Speed just got a power boost in the middle.
If you look back, you see with that basic hit, I manipulate his movement with wide. Even if you are even if you're really good at going through Lich's inner wide ring, you'll still want to avoid it whenever possible. And I use this psychological tactic against my opponents.
Yeah, the wide is... I mean, I missed part of that because someone was talking to me, but I heard something about wide. Wide is pretty good. You definitely can manipulate people's movement by using other abilities to make them hit wide. I think, though, as a player going through wide, you probably can avoid that, because I think Lich tries to trap you by putting down a basic when you're coming, when she sees you going through it, so you have to like take more difficult positions through wide, which is where it gets a little tricky. Anyway, this is Subway getting a hit against Shadow Pelt early. We see more Frost versus Worm. It's playing out just about as you would expect. Game Freak getting hyped.
Shadowpelt ran straight through the stream, but Stun Wave unfortunately gets Shadowpelt. I believe in Shadowpelt though.
Shadowpelt never once showing fear.
Uh-oh.
Unfortunately, it does get him hit. Going back in it, trying to get a hit with his own fire, but it doesn't work. Plays a little bit back, waiting for somebody to get hit, and it happens, but then he gets countered. Unfortunate. Stun Wave gets him hit, he's gonna go in, gets him a hit with wide, just with his raw pressure. Gets another double hit.
Both of his abilities were on cooldown, and he couldn't escape the Novi Fire, but Stun Wave came back.
Very brutal fight. But Shadowpelt comes out on top. Immediate hit on Shadowpelt, followed by an immediate hit to Summon. Another one from wide. Definitely having a difficult time controlling his rolls, not get hit. Gets double hit because Shadowpelt counters. Well played by Shadowpelt. His overwhelming hyper-aggressive style managed to scare Seba into submission.
I wonder if Seba knows the timing for Stun Wave invincibility through the Novi Fire.
I'm not sure. We'll see if that counter ever comes up. But right now, again, they just keep trading hits. And you'll counter. Shadowpelt having a bit of a difficult time dealing with Stun Wave, not able to predict it or read it, not able to predict it or react to it when it comes out. But he does get a hit, again, just his intimidating style. And those rolls keep catching Seba. He needs to stop rolling full distance in a straight line. It's very dangerous against wide. He did it there again and gets hit. Wide is heat seeking against roll. But it's a new card. Shadowpelt gets hit quickly. Decides he wants to start applying some pressure with wide because that's been working really well for him.
Actually, does Seba also know about the dodge roll being more like movement than an actual straight line?
He might not, I don't know. We'll be able to figure it out as the game goes on longer. Maybe. Nice hit. He's been landing a lot of those stun waves. Shadowpelt down to 1 heart, still going in, absolutely fearless, does not care. Plays actually a little bit back here while he waits for Novi Fire to recharge. Starts throwing out some wides. You can tell when he starts throwing out those wides, he's ready to start playing really aggressively, trying to get him to either make a mistake and run to the wide or keep him in a position to get hit by Novi Fire. But he gets hit by a straight basic, uses the card, move on to card 3.
Oh, Seba is a she, apparently.
I see.
So, new knowledge.
Novi Fire hits someone. Wide hits Seba. Shadowpelt doing a great job of taking advantage of Seba's habits, but he does get hit by that stray basic. Does not get hit by a stun wave. He manages to space it properly this time. It's another hit on Seba, Seba gets another hit on him. It's a very back and forth, brutal, bloody fight they're going through. Both of them are tired, but Shadowpelt lands a nice finishing blow, and that makes it Shadowpelt's game. 2-0. Well done to the competitors.
Shadowpelt's rough to fight as a new player.
He is. It's very scary, very oppressive style, but somebody did quite a great job, I think. It is Axum Jinx versus Vault.
I've seen
Vault is
Axum
actually-
Jinx around a lot, and
I have seen quite a bit.
he's been on the grind.
Yep, he is just like you when you were new. Just like me
He
when I
plays
was
more
new.
like you.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, the enthusiasm to play the game, he's like that of all of the old players. I kind of want that enthusiasm for every player to come back again. Let's have 50-player M&S people playing.
True. Anyway, Vault on Sun. I thought he was a hood player, but Tien.
What gives you that impression?
I thought I fought him once before. He was hood, but
Maybe he's just changing local characters.
it's true.
Alright, Axum reacts a little late to the wide, or to the spell with wide, but he isn't punished for it, which is good. I'm detecting a little lag on my side, but maybe it's just me, not the game, not the players. Alright, goes for a nice little bit of aggressive play there. Axum trying to layer his basics, trying to maintain a nice mid-range pressure. Fortunately gets hit by a diamond, tries to dodge it while using basic, a little difficult.
Do you think layering is the right play against Sun Priestess? Mr. Javaro, the Frostmaid?
I don't think so, no, because if you're layering, you're maintaining too much distance, and Sun will just go around everything. You have to be kind of close to Sun if you want to score hits, but if you're doing that, then like you can't layer. If you're playing at a longer range, you can layer, but you're not going to hit anyway. Fighting Sun is extremely risky for both players. It basically feels like it's almost like melee gambling, but at like a distance. It's very strange. Definitely, there's a lot of gambling involved when you're fighting, trying to get Sun Waves. Because if Sun Wave at the wrong time, you get hit by basic. But the threat of Sun Wave makes it really scary for Sun at all times, because if you do push it, but she doesn't push basic, you get a hit. I think for now, Axum would do better if he was playing more in the Sun's face, because the Sun is not doing anything to actually stop him from getting close.
I mean, he's doing pretty well already. 4 hearts to 1, a card up. So
He's doing well. Yeah, it's true. He could just stick with what he's doing. The Sun isn't doing the best at dodging either, having a hard time with the mid-range pressure. Really,
I'm not sure if the Sun ever used Focus Basic, which is like a pretty good keep away tool, as far as I know.
Yeah, you basically spam that against Frost.
See if they stay Sun or... Oh, we have a stay.
On Sun. Axum gets hit early, but he starts going for a more aggressive play, trying to hit with those wides. Doing a good job really developing his feeling of when to put out wide. Vault has almost gotten hit twice, arguably 3 times by wide.
Yeah, Vault definitely playing a bit defensively, trying to go around the stream of bullets. But in turn, that doesn't give him much time to layer waffles.
Definitely needs to be spamming Waffle more. You should be using it a lot more, I think. He doesn't have to spam like use all 3 or even 2. Just put 1 down followed by wide or diamond would be very helpful.
Doing good so far though, 3 hearts to 2.
Manages to avoid the hits, uses Diaz. Axum has against the corner, and he isn't quite able to dodge the pressure and gets hit.
That pattern was rough, the layers.
Yeah, that was a very awkward angle to dodge from. Axum seems to be constantly switching in and out of, like, spamming, out of turreting, and kind of getting close, which is really mixing up Vault here. Probably why he can't get used to one particular thing. Almost goes through the cards, then gets hit.
Well, it's also like channeling when Axum Jinx is in like close range, and then he just gets shot.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that kind of partially plays into needing to adapt to seeing. If you see him at a distance, you're kind of used to it, and maybe push the button not thinking he's close. I don't know.
Sometimes you can't just resist. You can't resist the urge to press buttons sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Axum Jinx is up 1 heart, a total of 3-2.
Yeah, he's just playing simple and clean. He's not afraid to use the dodge roll. Oh.
That just does not get the hit. Vault still not using. Oh, gets hit. Channel's too long. Gets hit. That's it. This goes to Axum. Congratulations. Well done to Vault. We move on to the next game.
Wow, look at the pile of people on this platform.
I know, it makes me very salty.
Why does it make you salty?
Because when like M&S isn't here, there's like 3 people in a lobby at a time.
It's just the weekend.
That doesn't change anything, Game Freak.
I'm sure it does. There, people are.
Where are they when I want to play M&S? I'm just salty. It's fun. Thank you for coming out, guys. We love you.
Sand Speed versus Shadow Pelt. I believe in Shadow Pelt. I believe that he can run down Speed's Sun Priestess.
Shadow Belt is taking a bit out of Airven's style of just running through projectiles.
It's a good style, especially with Worm and her insane move speed.
All he needs is 4 good ones. All he needs.
4 Novi Fires, that's all it takes.
Alright, so far we see Speed opening up, using a lot more focus basics than the other player was, but he still gets hit.
Yeah, Shadow Pelt taking the first hit with his insane pressure.
Yep,
oh no.
Unfortunately, he can't get that micro dodge and gets hit. But there isn't really a big wall that he has to run through. He just runs straight through the tiny wall that Speed had. Gets hit though by some random stuff. Goes for that and manages to force a dispel. Unfortunately, he stands in the wrong spot, gets hit. Trying to rush in on Speed, but Speed hitting all of those nice, like slightly diagonal angles to avoid projectiles.
Unfortunate straight diamond catching Shadow Pelt last heart.
Running and getting hit. Unfortunately, the movement isn't quite there to go in that small gap, but he still gets a hit with a wide. Trying to position himself well. Still gets hit. Very sad. Manages to get an instant return hit. Even that felt a little fast for me. But he takes the wrong angle and gets hit by Basic again. Down to last heart. Very quick game. Maybe it will last a lot longer this last heart.
Oh wow, Shadow Pelt
actually hit Shadow Pelt. Yeah, Speed.
I got the card. Good use of laser earlier too to cancel the diamonds.
Like I say, Shadow Pelt does get better every tournament. Eventually.
How many tournaments has Shadow Pelt played? Isn't he like ancient player?
He is an old player, but he does get better every tournament. Unfortunately, that's not enough for him getting hit here. He's now down to 2 hearts, Speed to 3. Speed now down to 2 as they even up. Goes for an Obi Fire and forces out a Dispel, which is kind of nice. Gets a hit with a wide, putting out some great pressure. Shadow Pelt manages to actually take the first game. He's staying, really feeling himself, gives no time, no doubt that he's picking any other character. Sticking with Worm as he goes in, just as hot as before. Fortunately, he gets hit by a fresh made waffle, but forces out a dispel.
Yeah, I have faith in Shadow Pelt. See,
Game Freak's faith is strengthened by this victory. The Speed fans are in shambles right now. But maybe they will recover, because now Speed is up 3 hearts after not having lost a single one yet. Going for some diamond spam, playing a more reserved style against Shadowpelt, knowing that it's dangerous to take him on head-on. Shadowpelt is one of the most experienced head-on fighters there are. As we can see by that immediate hit afterwards. In fact, it also seems like one of Shadowfelt's specialties is getting a hit right after he gets hit himself. He's gotten more hits that way than he has non-hits.
I mean, that is when he is at his peak strength. He's fully invincible, free to run you down no matter what you do.
True. It's a very high power but high cost strategy, as we can see here. He's limited very quickly. Going on to the third game, that Shadowpelt has no intent of changing his strategy. All he's thinking about is how to approach safely. And it's good. It seems like he has become a little bit more safe with his approaches. He's not rushing in quite as briskly. This time he does get hit by using basic a little bit too long, but his approaches have become more careful, more smarter. Unfortunate hit, just not, can't get that micro. Just trying to avoid the diamonds, stop diamond spam, unfortunately, doesn't position well, down to last heart. Again, unfortunate, he just doesn't have the micro down. He's lost 3 hearts to 4 micro.
Wait, Shadowpelt a keyboard player by any chance? Yes. Yeah, that looked like a keyboard moment for sure.
Unfortunate hit, tries to use it basically too early, doesn't get it. Actually being surprised by Speed's aggression here. It could be that Shadowpelt played a little bit more relaxed, trying to do more product of those approaches, and Speed took advantage of that by just bum rushing him. And now Speed takes it. He definitely woke up after that game that he lost.
Not on Shadowpelt though. Taking a game off Speed, he's gaming.
Shadowpelt is playing well. I'll take that. Shadowpelt patting himself on the back there. You'd love to see it. It is now QP versus Axum Jinx. Shadowpelt makes his disappearance. And we go on to this. Let's see if Axum fares any better against QP.
What if QP will stay Worm or go back to Storm Beast or something else even?
This will confirm if QP is trolling or not.
No way, the Worm Frost makes its return.
As we can see, QP is indeed trolling.
No,
or maybe
QP's Worm, I have faith.
Maybe. Well, you can have faith in it, but that doesn't mean it's not trolling.
True. QP playing a bit more mid-rangey though, as opposed to Shadowpelt's insane aggro.
QP is definitely a more careful player. Prefers not to play in the slightly more chance-based game style of Maiden.
A lot of single basics from QP.
Yeah, I believe that style is actually very reminiscent. I'll go through the cards, unfortunately.
Frost
Game Freak
players.
feeling a lot, like just instant injection of dopamine all over his body, seeing a Frost player get robbed. Axum trying to go in a little aggressive here, mainly playing back, just trying to more like get hits with unexpected close range basics. Unfortunately, he is not quite used to the way that spams and gets hit for it. Axum's gonna have to learn quickly. Throwing out some basics here. His stutter stepping seems to be a little more slow. But he throws out a wonderful basic, ends up hitting QP with it in a decent spot so far, about as good a spot as you can be. Really, instead of playing before, it's like every card is a new reset. They're practically playing with like 8 cards, 10 cards minimum.
Axum is trying to layer, and QP's just not getting hit by it most of the time. Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. I spoke too soon.
Unfortunately now, QP gets overwhelmed by the commentator empowered basics.
What do you think about like just turreting in this matchup as Frost?
It works fine actually, because the most that Worm can do is throw out laser into wide, but as long as they aren't throwing it at like a controller angle, like a slight downward or slight upward angle that's diagonal, you're fine, because you just find the right angle, and nice BS by Axum.
Yeah, getting the timing, not getting clipped by the Novi Fire.
Yeah, I do think Axum's style of turreting is fine though, because as long as he just like that, the way he positions for that wide there, if he does that every single time, there is absolutely nothing QP can do to apply more pressure without getting closer. But if QP goes in, he takes higher risk running against projectiles that are coming at him, making it harder to avoid getting hit. And even if he does get in, it's still pretty much even, because then it just turns into random melee jank. And Axum manages to take it. Let's see what QP does. Axum staying. QP also
He's
staying.
staying.
QP has faith that he will win with his Worm. So far, Axum just dodging, trying to go a little closer to make QP shoot, so he can just get as close as fast. Does the exact same thing again. This time goes to the left side. QP struggling a little bit, but with a game like this, you don't know if it's QP getting tired or just a couple of mistakes early on. I'm willing to bet it's a couple of mistakes early on. So far, QP actually shooting at Axum what I think it was. But like this kind of angle right here is a little bit awkward. Axum doing just fine though. Managing to avoid all the lasers pretty well, or lasers and wides I should say. Again, not getting hit. Walls are starting to close in now that person's gotten hit. QP is a little more careful with his movement. Axum finally gets hit. Axum makes a mistake, gets hit again. Suddenly he's lost, well, 2 hearts, 3 hearts now, but they're always in neutral, so it's fine.
Yeah, Axum Jinx might have a harder time if it goes to min walls, since Novi Fire just comes over and over.
Yeah. Well,
Interesting stun wave.
Why, like the lasers almost always force those awkward diagonal angles that make it really hard to dodge wide. So they're making this hard. Axum opting a lot more for unfocused basic. Decent, but as long as QP remains awake, doesn't get hit by stray bullets, this will be very difficult. Pretty much the same thing for Axum though. So far, neither player has gotten hit. That was good. I don't think it necessarily saved Axum, but it is nice to get a hit.
Does stun wave have a lower cooldown than Novi Fire by any chance?
No, Novi Fire's low cooldown.
I see. So QP could potentially run down Axum Jinx with Novi Fires, since the walls are pretty small now.
He could, but in order for it to be practical, because you'd have to not have roll available for this to happen, you have to do it like 3 or 4 times. Maybe. So so it just doesn't, like, I don't even know. You have to like have like some crazy timing with it, so it's really hard. Unfortunately, Axum gets hit, but he's in a position to take this card, this heart, which translates into taking a card. QP in the exact same position now. Nice protection from Axum. So far, he hasn't missed one. And QP gets hit, putting Axum back in this, and putting QP at risk of being taken out of the winner's bracket.
Yeah. Axum might actually win this. Like, he seems to be getting better at dodging Worm as the set has gone on. Like, stuff that was catching him earlier isn't anymore.
That's true. Although I feel QP's dodging has also gotten better, because that's why, like, the second game was so long, because neither of them got hit for so very long. Tries for a little bit more aggression there. Unfortunately, it doesn't land a hit. Axum is behind one heart, which is a little bit scary for him. He does manage to avoid getting hit though. Keeps throwing out unfocused basics. Mixing in focus occasionally.
Actually might be pretty good in this matchup since Worm's so fast, sometimes you just full send it somewhere and bonk a random bullet floating around that you haven't seen.
I wasn't saying that it was bad that he's doing it, I'm just making that mention that he is doing it. He does get a hit, QP takes advantage of his awkward angle to try and really push in there. But it doesn't get a hit, Axum is comfortable dodging. Just needs to make sure that his eyes don't get confused while dodging basic. Gets a little bit close to the wide there, but he's mostly fine. Again, a little close. QP is doing a little bit better at making that gap a little tighter so that it isn't as free for Axum to dodge. But there's still a lot of space for Axum to get away with there. QP doing better at putting pressure on his raw basic. Unfortunately, he's not doing as well at dodging raw basic. Putting him down to the last heart, last chance. Things get stagnant a little bit. QP really trying to just macro. Unfortunately, he gets hit, and QP gets sent down to loser's bracket. Axum moves on.
Pretty sure QP's just out. That was losers.
QP's just out?
Wow. That was quite the upset.
Well, QP is indeed trolling. Congratulations to Axum for moving on. Congratulations to QP for taking it as far as he could before him.
Maybe he's tired of Storm Beast after the ridiculous grand finals yesterday.
Unfortunately, I wasn't there for that. Very sad. Also, you never know, Axum. You could have. I think you could take it. Your Frost is probably better than mine, and your heart. That's where it really matters.
Yeah, fighting him actually feels like fighting Javaro, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, but you still fight him because he hasn't grown enough. Once he starts having 20-minute sets, you'll start complaining about him being tilting, calling him a noob, and not playing with him anymore.
No, I would never call him a noob. Only you.
Not true. Give it time. You didn't call me a noob beforehand either.
That's because Illy was calling you a noob. And when the best player in the game is calling you a noob,
Game Freak has to blend in. He needs to become...
It's the secret. To become Illy, I must imitate his words.
True, but that means that one day you're gonna drop ledge.
Perhaps, but snuck through the diamond wall. He's really trying to snipe me.
Well, Orai knows.
Like, he's putting diamonds behind me, trying to do some shenanigans here and there.
Orai
Catch me backing off.
Oh, Shank. Unfortunately, his dodging seems to be quite off right now. He is not dodging your stuff. trying to recover, gets decent dodge actually, so he's starting to pull through. Seems to be putting less effort to hitting you, more effort to not getting hit himself. It's definitely paying off because that was actually a difficult dodge that he got. He's surviving. He still has a long way to go. We're getting to end game. This is looking a little difficult here. Unfortunately, he can't get that last dodge. I was expecting to use Dispel, but he was definitely trying to save it for end game, where things become undodgeable.
Oh wow. Where's Dispel here?
It's fine. Dispel being burned early doesn't really matter. There's nothing you can do.
True. I was just a bit surprised.
It is very free. It might have even been an attempt to be aggressive. In a bit of an awkward position.
It didn't disappear.
Game Freak gets hit again. Rai doesn't see the projectile coming from the right.
No, there's just like the way I trapped him with the wide. He just had one way to go, and a butterfly shot was coming.
He could have used the S though. It was very telegraphed.
Whoops.
But it doesn't matter because in the end he wins it just as hard as you won the first one.
Oh no.
Diamonds gets him in a bad position early. Kind of lucky how that diamond was just positioned as needed. But basically just put yourself in the corner. Who knows? Bit of an awkward position here. Unfortunately, gets hit by the top of butterfly shot. But he does manage to maneuver his way out. A little bit of an awkward position. Game Freak goes for an aggressive play. It almost pays off, but unfortunately it backfires. He is down hard. Ori against the wall. We've been seeing a lot of stun against the wall recently, but they make it work. Unfortunate movement. He gets hit. Game Freak can't take advantage. Makes a mistake. Now he's down to the last part. Ori makes a mistake. He's down to the last part now. Both are down to the last part of the last card of the first game. Some might say that this first game may set the tone for how everything else goes, but it's just so close. Unfortunately, Game Freak screws up. You can hear that inhale of disbelief.
Yeah, I basicked, and as soon as I saw the wide comment, I knew I was just dead. Quite unfortunate.
Game Freak, but he does land a basic to the start. Definitely catching Ori not paying attention. That's what that was. Ori going for some diamond spam. Has no waffles in the field. Really tries to use it as long as he possibly can, and it gets him in it.
Oh no! Where did the wide come from?
Unfortunate hit on Game Freak. Another unfortunate hit on Game Freak. He's not down to 2 hearts, meaning the advantage that he had against Ori is minimal, but now it comes back up as he gets another hit. Ori tries to go in aggressively, puts himself in a strange position, using all of his cooldowns, but he's fine. Diamond's back up, burns him early. Game Freak quickly closing the distance on Ori, but he can't finish the drop because Ori gets hit pretty much early. Just as good as for Game Freak. Ori down 1 card, putting on some projectiles. And a bit of
I lived? Wow.
Game Freak in disbelief as he survives. Ori not super happy with his position, but mostly fine. Game Freak makes a mistake, eats another waffle, then gets hit by what I presume is another waffle. Although he doesn't correct me this time. Gets hit again, down to his last art. Doing all this dodging as best as he can. Ori in a weird position, all these butterflies.
Ooh,
Game Freak
okay.
tries to run through the diamonds. Unfortunately, he gets hit down to his last card of game 2, which means if Game Freak loses here, he gets sent down to losers bracket, where he probably
It's only
has to
game
die.
2. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, it's finals. I forgot.
Oh. All right, we're good. That was a close one.
A little bit better.
I'm a little concerned. Oops.
Gets hit. Ori maintaining those slight advantages he's had throughout most of this. Turning it into a moderate advantage as Game Freak's now down to his last heart. No longer able to use the patented hit with resetup strategy that he's such a fan of. Game Freak does get nice and close, closes up the gap, but Ori actually in a bad position here. Ori does just use DS to get out, but lasting just long enough to get out. But now he's in a cramped spot. It still is dodgeable, but unfortunately he's trying to put out pressure while he's dodging and it gets him hit.
Which,
Unfortunate. Game Freak runs into it, gets annihilated. On to game 3. Game Freak's last chance before he is forced to fight Axum.
surely it's best of 5, unless
Yeah, you
I'm
lost
unaware.
games.
No, what? Didn't I win game 1?
No,
Am I insane? Am I wrong?
I think you lost game 2, game 1.
Well, anyway, I will simply have to just win this game, and that will not be a problem.
Tired.
I tired. Oh.
Game Freak makes a mistake. Makes another mistake, down to 1 heart. This goal of just winning this game, unfortunately, not quite going according to plan. Or if it is, it's some very strange gambit, as we like to say. And maybe it will work out. Not in a great spot. Unfortunately, he can't get out. He gets hit by the diamonds despite using his throw back and forth movement, and gets hit.
Punishing my movement, actually. Funny enough. Oh.
Well, that's unfortunate. Game Freak down to 3 hearts, and I want to play Career Ride. Nice micro dodge. Uses focus to slow down a little bit. Goes through a gap that's like, dodgeable. A little bit of an awkward position. Unfortunately, doesn't run through initially. Probably because of some lag shenanigans there. So he has to use Flower. It's a sucky position, and now he has no setup.
Oh, we're fine. See?
Still say it was no setup. He didn't deny it. So. Spell, unfortunate hit. Game Freak down to his last heart. And I think that's it, but Nico knows for sure. Yep, that's it. Game Freak lost, gets sent down to losers, fights whoever a loser is.
Anyway, I have to double check this real quick.
Game Freak in disbelief that he could lose an event.
No, I mean disbelief. I thought I won game 1, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Regret for not deafening himself so that he could win. You should join commentary anyway, Ori. It would make my job easier because then maybe I could go to sleep. And as predicted, Game Freak versus Axum. We'll see how Jinx fares against 9.
It's Centipede first.
Oh, okay. Not as predicted. Centipede versus Axum.
Javaro not having the bracket open.
Absolutely not. I believe in heart callouts. Not hard, heart. Minor.
Oh wait, I did lose game 1. Okay, I was
I
wrong.
told you, Game Freak.
That was last part.
Alright, well, Game Freak now realizes that he was trolling. But it's okay. He doesn't feel bad because QP was trolling as well. Axum starts out spamming basic as any Frost player would normally do. Unfortunately, he gets hit by some trying to go in a circle instead of basic. It does not really work. Gets hit again, starting to show that he may not be familiar with the spacing of Sun. A little early to call it, but we will see as the set goes on. Regardless of what the case is, being 3 hearts down this quick is a little bit painful. Being 4 hearts down, meaning 1 card down, is even worse though. Let's see if Axum can recover. He gets a 3-second break. Again, opens up with basic. Maintaining some slight distance here, trying to get in. Unfortunately, doesn't have that timing down, gets hit by the basic. Still maintaining distance. Speed gets hit by a random basic. Axum trying for some stutter movement here. I can definitely tell in his movement he really wants to go in against speed. Or either that or he's like really tricking me. Like, feels like he wants to go in. And he tries to. He gets hit. Looks like he's realizing the woes of playing Frost and the Sun. It's impossible to approach a Sun that's playing careful.
Centipede just keeps using the focus basic to keep Frost away.
Yep, and that earns him the first game. Axum staying on Frost. Centipede opting not to say that he is staying, instead showing it by continuing to play Sun. Tired.
I tired.
Darn, baited me. I thought you were gonna miss it.
Javaro, how does Frost go in on Sun?
Very carefully. Is actually the answer.
I see.
It's not
Actually,
like
why am I
Hood.
asking you? You don't know how to go in as Frost.
It's not like Hood. Can't go in. Eiley seems to be able to make it work, but I think that's just Eiley. I've heard Zale talk about it. He plays a lot of Sun, a lot of Frost, and he kills the same way. He can't really go in.
I think Sun's melee is actually underrated.
That's kind of how I feel. Like, people talk a lot about the fact that you don't get first hit, all you need is to like... I mean, if you don't get first hit, it's so bad to win against Sun. I don't know, it's just basically melee randomness at the same time, it's just slightly delayed.
Yeah. Reminds me of like Lich Flower. Like using it as a melee tool. Or if you don't land it, you just disengage from melee. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Or you get hit.
Some decent dodging by Axum, tries to put a little bit more pressure on. They're both down to 1 heart.
Oh wow.
But speed gets hit. Move on. Throwing out various projectiles. Nothing really happening right now.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Game Freak leading, putting all of commentary on me. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, Axum is not quite familiar with how you dodge diamonds and gets hit. Understandable, given that the vast majority of players are not familiar with how to dodge diamonds. Maybe it's because diamonds are just hard in general to dodge. Throwing out some basics. Trying not to get destroyed. It looks like Speed tries to even go for an offensive DS there, doesn't land it, but Jinx still gets hit by some random stuff. It's now without a stun wave because Speed is just outside the range. He makes a mistake with his movement and he loses his heart. Now it's 4-1 in Speed's favor. He starts spending diamonds to generate some hits. Surprisingly, Axum gets hit by a diamond, and we see a combo hit as we move on to the next game.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Game Freak believing me to do being a solo commentator, even though most of my commentary has been solo, under his presence. In his presence. Both players are hit, put down to 3 hearts each. Speed trying to maintain that wall of waffles that I know he is so fond of, as is every other son, really. Manages to react in time, or perhaps just predict a wide coming in and does not get hit by it because of his DS. Unfortunate. Axum uses Stun Wave too close to Speed and gets hit for it, and then Speed goes in knowing that Axum doesn't have Stun Wave. The aggressive play catches him off guard, and he goes from 3 hearts to 0. That is game. You don't have the commentator role yet? Oh, we should give it to you.
Hora?
Game Freak versus Cinespeed Losers Finals. I don't remember who beat you. Was it QP? No, QP isn't because
It was Horai. I lost the Horai.
It was Horai. Speed versus Game Freak. Will we have Speed come back and have a Sun top 2, just like the Cursed Sun top 3, that permanently weaken my ability to play MNS? Or will Game Freak shine through using the advantages of the Sun and photosynthesis to grow stronger to actually beat Horai and consume the Sun?
Well, Horai has the power of Storm Beast Wi-Fi. No, that's not the only reason I lost, but
Game Freak trying not to make it sound like he lost because of toxic lag. Trying to respect Horai as a player. He can do it.
I could just throw every excuse under the sun. Like, sun was in my eyes, bad controller, bad Wi-Fi.
It would have been funny if you went to Sun for all 3 of those things.
Uh-oh. That was a nasty tipper dispel.
Yeah, unfortunately, Speed gets hit, so he's still a little sus right now.
What?
But it's okay, you get owned.
I did get owned.
Alright, nice, decent dodging. Speed being extraordinarily lazy, unfortunately, with his angles, and he gets hit. I know the feeling. That might actually be a turning point. We can't know for sure, even if Speed does end up losing this. But the fact that it's a potential factor really sucks as Game Freak goes on the card. And now we are on to game 2. Speed just kind of throwing out limited diamonds. We're seeing a lot more diamonds I would expect to see. Unfortunately, Speed runs into a wide there, making a mistake. Now he's in like a bit of an awkward position. These butterflies are a little painful. Game Freak still has him trapped in there, makes another mistake, hits wide again. Gonna diamond dash through, so he's at least out of the setup. I don't know what Game Freak gets hit by, but I do know he was trapped, so he gets hit.
Oh, it was a wide. I got caught on the wall right between the waffles.
Unfortunately, mistake on micro for the 3rd heart. Some other mistake on the 4th heart. QP Speed has lost interest and has left.
Yuppie, no.
Unfortunately, Game Freak was not inspiring enough to make QP play Storm Beast. So,
I mean, we never met in bracket, this bracket at least.
maybe he didn't see the potential. Maybe he doesn't realize this event didn't want to waste his time.
True, I'm too free.
Unfortunately, gets hit by wide in the mid game, so maybe a little bit more favor towards Game Freak as well. Nice dodging by Speed, but it's not quite enough. Near the end there, required some really good dodging, and he just was not up for it. Down to 2 hearts, still staying on the right side. Game Freak gets hit by diamonds, but he has 3 hearts, and he's trying to take advantage of the situation to put down a wide somewhere. Ends up not being super crazy, but it's okay because Speed is still getting hit by these butterflies, and that's all Game Freak can really ask for.
Oops.
All he wants to ask for. Putting down more stuff. Unfortunately, gets hit by a wide. It was a pretty good placement by Speed. Game Freak settling down to last heart. They both are, but I believe Game Freak is ahead because the game won.
Indeed, I am.
That's good for him. Uses
I've cornered myself. Oh no.
Despite claiming he's scored himself, he was pretty much in the center there. So maybe it was just claustrophobic their feeling for him. But it works out because Speed lost his card.
Uh-oh.
Game Freak makes a mistake, gets in a really awkward position, got my diamonds, ends up getting hit. But he's still throwing out some projectiles, trying to score some hits. More projectiles coming out. Gets hit by a wide, kind of sucks. Down to 2 hearts, still has a card lead. Throwing out more projectiles, just projectile spamming him, wants to kill him dead.
Oops.
Game Freak gets hit by it, feeling a little bad. Throwing out some more stuff, Game Freak just runs straight through, or runs up until the diamonds come through. Puts up more projectiles, playing a little carefully. I'm actually noticing Game Freak stand still a little bit, which is a little interesting because I know that his controller does not really support that.
It's a gamble, but as you see me focusing and like rapidly moving, trying to imitate the simple action of standing still.
Alright, gets another basic down, tries for like some pseudo aggression there. Ends up not really mattering because it didn't do anything. Then Speed gets hit by wide.
My butterflies are a bit suspicious right now.
Game Freak not feeling himself right now. A little bit close there.
Oh.
But unfortunately, Game Freak gets hit, and that brings us to game 3. Set.
Game 3? Ayo.
Sorry. Card. Game Freak very, very in stats when it comes to M&S.
Interesting how Flower covers up the spell, so it's a bit ambiguous as to where the spell is.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it matters for you.
Sun needs it though. So whoops.
This is turning a little bloody here, almost from relation to the battle of Sava and Shadowpo.
Oh, okay.
Found the last heart, unfortunately. Sun bonks. Game Freak takes that. I believe that's 2 out of 3 for you, Game Freak.
Yes.
Speed having a hard time here. News to recover. Seems to actually be starting out strong and then getting weaker as time goes on.
That is Sun Priestess. At least in this scenario.
Yeah.
As I got through that, I thought I was gonna die.
Well, lucky for you, you did. Sunny in a tough spot here.
I know, the setup disappeared. I say as I put it back.
Yeah. But you got hit once, so maybe a glimmer of hope. You're not scared at all by this spell, so Speed uses that time to miss to reposition to the left side. You have a nice bottom butterfly there to really make Speed's life difficult, but he uses this time to just go to the other side. Your butterfly disappears. Suddenly it's not as bad anymore. This setup you have here is generally a little claustrophobic for Speed, but he seems to be doing okay right now. Hopefully he can maintain that, because if he loses his composure even a little bit, he will get hit, and that will be the card. Got a little bit close there. He almost missed the timer. Really taking advantage of those DSs. Very good by Speed. Unfortunately, a slight misposition causes him to get hit by a butterfly at the bottom. He loses the card, and now he has done the last card against Game Freak.
Me getting through that wave of diamonds was like the moment.
Fortunately, I didn't see it, so I couldn't commentate on it.
Sai was right. M&S is the hardest game to play by play.
There I am falling asleep, so
I falling asleep.
Lich gameplay. I do like Lich gameplay though, so it's okay.
Oops.
So you know, so like. Speed trying for some dodges here. Despite it feeling like Speed is playing harder, maybe because I just tuned in just then, Speed is actually even. I mean, Game Freak got hit by a display there. Absolutely trying his best. Speed just tries to hope that he can stand still and not get hit. Down to his last heart here. He really needs to be careful. Unfortunately, he's not careful enough, and Game Freak takes that. Game Freak moves on to Grand Finals. Meanwhile, we have Ori already in Grand Finals on the winner's side of Grand Finals. So Game Freak has to win against Ori in order to reset, followed by another win to take the whole thing and be the winner. So we will see what happens. I wonder if Game Freak will deafen up now that the stakes have gotten a little higher.
Nah, I'm comfy.
Game Freak feels like there's nothing to prove. Does not care if he wins or loses this event.
Oh, I care, but like...
Not enough to deafen.
I have faith. I have faith. I'll do it.
No. Alright, so Game Freak is either trying to go for a big flex here, or he doesn't care. Given that
No,
it's Game Freak,
I'm actually gonna close my browsers first.
Okay, there we go. A little bit of
That's
dribble.
that's the secret tech to minimize my internet use in an attempt to improve the connection.
Eventually he's going to close his ears and attempt to improve his skill.
True. Actually, the connection's like pretty good today, so it probably won't do anything.
I am very tired.
Get some sleep.
No way, Game Freak didn't say it. Okay, time to lift my head off my desk. I heard a hit. I look up to see it was Ori who gets hit.
You're disappointed. You don't want Lich to win.
No, I'm just tired. I don't I'm not too vested in this. Right now, I'm still sad that I didn't make it to the event. I'm also salty because people won't play M&S, but that's just me. Honestly, people probably have been playing M&S, I just haven't been here.
I've been. You haven't been playing M&S, if anything.
Yeah, I've been busy now.
Oh, well.
And also, M&S doesn't feel super worth it because I don't know. It's kind of fun though. I like M&S. Or I actually on last heart. Game Freak on last heart. Game Freak doing it just a little bit. Puts a butterfly in the back. Use the butterfly up top. Not sure if he considers the bottom approach there. This is a little bit tense. Game Freak puts on another butterfly.
Where is he? Oh.
Game Freak very confused by Ori being very elusive, but as soon as he finds him, he runs up and punches him.
I looked over at Hora and I was like, what? I thought he was in my flower for a sec, but no, there's just a gap.
Yeah.
Legendary horizontal wall.
Ori does get hit. But so does Game Freak. Tries to go again, puts in a nice top butterfly to give Ori a little bit of trouble. But it's not enough. The rest of his stuff is just a little bit too far to be threatening, but Ori still gets hit by a rogue shot, bringing him down to 2 hearts. Game Freak again with that bottom butterfly. Ori is not having it, uses the spell to get out. And now he feels pretty free.
Whoa, that's... Oh, wow.
Really tough position, yet somehow managing to dodge them all and getting out. Unfortunately, he gets hit by some melee shenanigans, as you do. Then he gets hit by Diamond, just running into it, as you do. Suddenly we are down to 1 heart to 1 heart. A little bit more scary, maybe, for Ori, because if he loses, then it's kind of out time.
Oh, okay.
And that's what happens. So that's game 1. Ori says he is staying all set.
Crazy.
I don't know if the customer allows me to do that. I thought we were supposed to say staying all the time, but it's flexible. Goes ahead, starts throwing out a bunch of diamonds. None of them hit, so he opts for the triple. Game 3.
Okay. I blame that one on my stick. If I could stand still, that one would have gotten hit.
Game Freak blaming his hardware. Gets hit by a side, but doesn't get hit, but does get hit by Diamond. Down to 2 hearts, trying to play aggressively. Ori trying to play a little bit out of that aggressive range. Some awkward positioning. There's a whole wall here that Game Freak can't get past. Suddenly all of his positioning is gone. He's put their fight down, keeps those disappearing. Doesn't have super as much pressure as he'd like to have. And unfortunately gets hit by a waffle at the last heart. Goes for a hit. Does get one, unfortunately. But Ori is in an awkward position. Game Freak tries to maintain that position, but it looks like that setup may be inferior or obsolete. And now it's all gone.
I didn't even see what hit me.
Unfortunate diamond by Ori causes Game Freak to get hit. Game Freak unfortunately makes a mistake there and gets hit. It's another mistake. He gets hit by a waffle down to his last heart of his last card of game 2. Game 3 trying to play a little bit more carefully there, trying not to lose any of his hearts. Or his singular heart, unfortunately. The urge for aggression. It hits him. And it really does hit him. He was hard to it, which translates to a game. Now on game 3, 1-1.
Oh wow, that worked.
Goes in early, gets a hit. A little surprised by the success of his melee attempt, but is happy with it. Decides, you know what, maybe this might be a good idea. Let's see if I can set this up again. Playing carefully, of course. Goes ahead, puts another vertical wall, doesn't fight, block with basic. In a little bit of an awkward position, mostly doing well. Gets a nice hit against Orai. Orai down to 1 heart.
Oh, the wide side.
Hits the wide, and that's it.
The diamond round star trying to catch me charging flower.
Yes, indeed.
Uh-oh, this is not good.
Yep, and you get hit. But it's okay. You have 3 hearts, you have some setup. Maybe it'll be okay.
Maybe.
I get hit what?
Ow, wow.
Unfortunate. Game 3. Unfortunate hit to, alright.
I saved my flower, but
Alright, once again getting a hit. Puts down a dispel in the middle of the field. Just try and catch Lich. Doesn't really do anything. Then he runs into a wide. This goes 2-1 to Game Freak. Game Freak on last game before he gets a bracket reset, which is great for him. Awful for anybody who files a lawsuit, I guess.
oh no.
I don't even know where that other comment came from, but it's okay. Game Freak gets hit early. Orai feeling probably pretty relieved about that. But even that may be short-lived, because it's not getting a hit. And not getting a hit against Lich is anxiety and depression-inducing.
Oh, okay. A lot of single basics from Korai.
Yep, very common to do that.
Is that better against Lich?
I would say so, because you can already micro so easily around her basics. You're better off stemming wide, and the basic is just there to make it so that you have to move wide.
Yeah, that's true. Not play Sun though.
That sounds accurate to me. I think that's enough. Whether Sun mains disagree, please correct me and call me whatever you want.
Oh wow, he got through that. Okay, there's a butterfly in his side, which is very good for me.
Have some decent butterflies going off. They're kind of shooting at inopportune times for.
Okay.
Somehow managing okay. He tries some dodging there. That was definitely a tough dodge. I think it was possible. It was really a lot to ask. Now he's down to his last card. Of his last heart of his last card, Game Freak is up 3 hearts total. If he takes this, then he gets a bracket reset, and he will be feeling good. Well, time for that feeling of pleasure to set in as Game Freak takes it and moves on to losers grand finals, but now
Reset.
Tide's also there. Yep, it's a reset. 3-1.
Okay. Time for the... I mean, I don't think we're switching.
No, although technically you're supposed to repick.
I mean... Oh,
Just saying, those are the rules.
true.
If I wanted to, I could count this.
Can we DQ Horai so I can win this?
Well, I mean, you're not deafened, so this isn't following my protocol.
True. Alright, nice.
Horai gets hit. Game Freak wants Horai to get hit more. It makes him feel good.
Unfortunate wide snipe.
Well, my ear itches, which is a little annoying. But Horai gets hit, so maybe that makes up for it.
Forced out Dispel. Very unfortunate for Horai. Because now he's stuck in this corner.
It's fine. Oh, it's not fine. Unfortunately, his dodging isn't ready for it. So, that is the first card. Playing a little careful here. Maintaining just enough space while waiting for his time to go in. Puts down a defensive yes there, I think, because I can't see any reason why you put it there.
I wanted to corner him,
Nice.
but
Because you didn't account for the dispel factor.
I did. I wanted to try and hit him while he's like coming out of Dispel, but I didn't hit him. And that was that.
Game Freak kind of sitting pretty here.
Ha. Oh,
And that's it. That goes.
oh, game one.
1 for Game Freak. Game Freak breathes a sigh of relief as we move on. I don't really know what else to say other than Game Freak makes a mistake and gets hit early. So,
Fighting Horai is like fighting you, Javaro.
oh, that's not true.
I don't know. I feel like he's pretty good at dodging. So it's like,
But he doesn't have stun wave. He's also
I mean, Dispel is just stun wave, but more defensive. Oh,
We should play more.
true. Nice. Saw him going through the gap between the flowers.
Game Freak providing some commentary on his own play. We'd love to see it.
It's a bit difficult to truly commentate at the moment.
True, if you open your mouth too much, you eat giant pancakes like those. Feeling a little out of it, but trying to go in, doing his best. Gets a nice hit on Horai. Suddenly Horai is down. Has to use all of his skills to get through. Really goes in. Last ditch attempts. Goes into this big magnum and gets it shunted. So takes it.
Oh no! Oh no!
Almost an excellent dodge by Game Freak, but it wasn't enough.
Unfortunately, I'm a noob.
Game Freak disparaging himself over his failure. Trying to sympathize with me. Unfortunately, hit that Game Freak. bit of an awkward position for Game Freak to be in, and we see that manifested in a hit. Suddenly he is down to 1 heart. Not in the best position. He's really trying to waste no time getting a good setup up because he really wants to make Ori pay. But Ori gets moved for free as he goes on to the next card, not having lost a single heart. But he said anyway, so it's okay.
Oops.
Alright. Game Freak gets hit early but wide. Ori in the corner again. A classic that we've seen in the Suns in this tournament. But
No, the greed.
keeps getting slammed with hits. It's been comboed. Do not want to be comboed in M&S. And he can't get out of it, and that takes it. It is now 1-1, and Eiley has joined the scene. Eiley opting to fight against... I have no idea who, but something tells me I should check the chat. Nothing is happening in there, so...
I feel like Horai has turned on his SST.
He may have, but regardless of whether or not he has, I don't think that's going to be the deciding factor in if he wins.
True. Whoa.
Bit of an awkward position, but Game Freak makes it work, gets a hit, close range. Lich looking as unimpressed with her hits as she always does. Sharp contrast from the players that play her. Ori in an uncomfortable position, really being forced against the wall.
Oh no.
Can't PS through. Terrible position. He could have survived for like 1 second longer. Would have really have made a difference. I would say no.
I could have bonked. Surely.
Would have
Anything can happen in this game. All it takes is 4 hits.
Never know. In a similar situation again, but this time he has better room for dodging. All he has to do is not... Could have moved up a little bit more, but he didn't quite get the dodges. Could have done some really amazing dodges. Absolutely would have impressed me, but he will not be getting my blessing this time moving into this next card.
I believe in Horai. Actually, I don't know if I should. If I believe in Horai, I'm not sure if it's beneficial to me.
Game Freak
So to
opting
speak.
not to do the underdog anymore, realizing that he is now the one set to win and wants to make sure that he actually does win. More wides going out. Game Freak, continued pressure on wide from Ori, continued pressure from Game Freak. Ori gets hit down to second card actually. Interesting.
Spell's on cooldown. Yeah, for now.
Walls are closing in, and Ori is not in a comfortable position. He gets hit down to his last card of his last heart of Game 2, turning into Game 2 for Game Freak as we go into what could potentially be the last game of this set. Ori may well be feeling the pressure here. What could have gone wrong? Ori had won his first set against Game Freak, but Game Freak seems to have really turned it around. Ori getting hit by a wide, very unfortunate, and he still hugs the wall. Probably not feeling like he can get out, but being trapped against the wall is a little painful. He realizes that, gets out with a diamond dash. Now he suddenly has space in the bottom right side. Game Freak immediately tries to fix that. It was a risky maneuver by him, and he does fix it. He does get hit for it. Costs him a heart.
Yeah, why did at a bad time?
Still putting out some butterflies. This isn't the craziest pressure. It's definitely dodgeable by Ori, and he does. It's a little bit more awkward here. Now Game Freak has a bottom butterfly, which would really suck, but Or I just was out of the way. Kind of another bottom butterfly still. There's a bit of an awkward dodge there, and Ori gets hit down to his last card. Last heart. And then he gets hit now with the last card.
That bottom right butterfly came in clutch.
Alright, opting for some slower shots, just using basic into wide. Unfortunately, he gets hit by wide, and man, there have been so many people getting hit by wide recently. It seems like the weakness of Sun is just wide. They've all been getting hit by it constantly. Very well could be the game decider. Ori fighting to not let that happen. So that's some uncomfortable stuff on the board. He's doing mostly okay. In a terrible position now. Really can't get out of it. This is another card. Game Freak actually doesn't often try and punish with basic in his face. Perhaps for safety. Ori gets hit here down to the last card of the last card of what can be the last game before Ori, before Game Freak is crowned champion of this ATM.
Really,
It looks absolutely abysmal for Ori. But now, with that hit, it goes from abysmal to just bleak. And then it goes from bleak to over. And that's just how it goes. As Game Freak wins, puts down a close one. That's it. Congratulations to Game Freak 9 for winning. Well done, runner-up Ori, getting second. You did manage to beat Game Freak in the first one, but come around, he takes it in the end. Ori putting down Sleepy. And that's it for Ori. Perhaps it is time to complain more about Lich.
I mean, if QP was playing Storm, we'd be complaining about Storm right about now.
Very true. I spammed random buttons. GG's Game Freak.
Good
There
game.
it is. Thank you, Ori.
What a... I can't believe I beat Speed, actually.
This was a very interesting tournament. There were a ton of upsets, I think. Probably one of the most upset tournaments that I've seen. I think it'd be the most upset tournament if QP was actually playing Storm and still lost. But because he was playing Worm, I don't quite consider that as much, because I don't think he has as much experience. I still say it's an upset for, like, certain things that happened. Like, Axum beating him is definitely upset, just on the fundies alone. Against Speed? I don't know, it's hard to say. I think Speed might be like
That wasn't really an upset, but it's numbers, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, and the results?
Congratulations to Game Freak in first, Ori in second, Speed in third, Axum Jinx in fourth, Shadow Pelt in fifth, QP in fifth, Suba in seventh, Vault 94 in seventh. This was ATM 58, the Stormy Stars. Congratulations, guys.
Funny how it's named Stormy Stars, yet there's no Storm Beast. Very curious.
Yeah, I think Nico was expecting something. But that was good, guys. Thanks for coming to the tournament.
Yeah, good on the
Always
new
nice
players,
to
actually.
win.
Good to see, like, Suba and Vault 94 and Axum
is.
Jinx.
Please keep coming in, guys. We love seeing you flow in. We want to see these events continue to grow. MNS is always looking for new players. But I believe ATM will be coming back in
G9.
2 weeks. You'll have to wait for it then. You have 2 weeks of time to train to see if you can dethrone Game Freak, assuming he doesn't disqualify himself. Yep, the next one will be the 26th, 2 weeks from now. I think that's all, right? I think we're good to go.
GG's to everyone.